Hello. Since I'm being asked quite regularly about my Sparks collection, I thought it would be a nice idea to share that a bit with you guys through videos on this channel, on this YouTube channel, so you can get a bit of an impression and maybe learn a bit more about the releases or the items that have been made available by Sparks. Um, so obviously I will start with my digital collection, and later I hope also to show you some more about my physical collection and the records and the CDs and the DVDs and the memorabilia I've collected over the decades that I've been doing this. If you look at the this particular file, it's Sparks Various. That includes all the Sparks related items apart from the audio that is a separate chapter. Um, you have here correspondence, discography, photos. Well, you got a lot of different things, songs, lyrics of songs that were not included with the album, or B-sides or singles. Um, Official fanzines that were released by the American Fan Club, the official publications. Um, this one, for instance, the booklet that came out with the with the concert that was held in 2014 um, in at the Barbican in London. The Japanese book 2006, the guidebook, the tour program 2008. That was with regard to the Spark Spectacular, obviously, where they played all their albums chronologically for each night, a different album. The Little Beethoven tour program. So this kind of things. The tour program in for the US for the Indiscreet tour. Um, and this is a little booklet that came out not so long ago, 2022. Someone who published some pictures of Leonard Russell. Um, this one is particularly funny. See, you can see it's spread over 2 pages. That's why this nasty crack in the middle. But I'll take it. If you go to back to the overall page of Sparks Various, you go to the discography, for instance, something I'd like to show. You have the mighty list, something that I've been mentioning more than often on the forums, in the forums. And this is the project that I've been working on for longer than 10 years, I suppose. Most of these chapters I've also published on the website, on the fan mail website. Not all of them, or not all of them as complete as they are here. If you can see, for instance, if I open the concerts chapter, there's more to it than I've made available on the website. I'll explain why. So I've opened this file, and this is the first page of the concert. Is actually the same file that I published on the fan mail website. But this document does a bit more. If you go, for instance, to the announcements, you click on that, then nothing happens. That is odd. Should actually go to and out. There it goes. You can see the announcements of the gigs. Same goes for the reviews. Click on the link, and you see the particular description or review of the concert. What else do we have? We have the tickets. See, shows the tickets. You can make it larger or smaller, and this is quite nice as well. You click on the particular concert, and it says who was playing together with Ron and Russell. See, in the past decades, there's been a lot of musicians involved in the live performances of Sparks. It's very interesting. The very first one, lead guitar, Ron Mayle. He wanted a bit more out in the open, I suppose. He hadn't found his image yet, or his presentation yet. And that had changed once they were half Nelson. Alright, so that's that. Let me close this down now. Go back to the other part of the Alright, so back to the Mighty List. As I said, most of it has already been published on the website. Let me see. Discography is always... Television appearances I haven't mentioned yet. This is also something that I've been working on. Dates and trivia. It's just almost day to day, where possible, account of what's happened in the world of Ron Russell Mayle. Sometimes the dates aren't clear, the exact dates aren't clear, only the year or the month are clear. This is particularly funny. Somewhere in May 1963, Russell wins a first place plaque for the recitation of Shakespearean sonnets at the Shakespearean Festival at UCLA for high school pupils. This one, for instance, somewhere in 1966, I don't know the exact date, Ron is best man to his friend Fred Frank at his wedding with Turona. Recording of the first songs by the Urban Renewal Project on January 14, 1967, and the list goes on and on and on and on. So later I'll probably divide it in each particular year. See, I still have to do that, but it's a funny little thing. This is a bit obsessive, I admit. But I'm a bit of a completist, I suppose. Could have gone fishing instead, but I didn't. Okay, let me close this one and go back to the Mighty List. Well, this is about the Mighty List. Then we go to discography. Then we go to DVDs, the DVDs that I have and made and received and traded. I'll get back to that later. Photos, I'll get back to that later as well, but these are all the scans that I have made. If you look, for instance, let's see, 2018 was a good year. You see, I have categorized them in by country, and then again whether they are actually photos, as you can see here, or they are publications, articles. See, some years have more than others, obviously. If you go to 1975, then if you go to British publications, there's 281 of them. See, funny. But I might get deeper into that a bit later. Introducing Sparks. These are the they're actually video files for that particular album. Lyrics to songs that were not included with the album. Official publications. Sparks book from 1974, it's in PDF. The tour program to Hello Young Lovers. The let me see, what else do we have? This one's 75. So these are all official publications, I suppose they are. And then there's the song by song, which is the chapter that I've been working on for the Sparks book. More about that later, possibly. My videos. So these are MP4s or MKV, I think it's called. Some years they have a lot of them. These are all videos from gigs, from the tour. These are official videos. Are the videos by of their singles. This one, Escalade, for instance, Girls Crying in a Latte, Veronica Lake. But also little videos they made themselves. See, home rehearsals, behind the scenes, New Year's wishes. So nice enough. But I wanted to start off with my audio recordings. So that is, as you can see, it's quite a bit. These are all the more or less official releases, and I made a distinction between the official releases and there's a separate chapter for the live recordings, which are always they're also again by year. And I made a special chapter for the interviews and specials. See, also by year. So these are all radio interviews or video interviews. But if you go to the regular releases, it starts off with all the singles, the official singles. Or for instance, when I Kiss You, Hey Charlie Parker playing. Most of them are still available if you really try hard, I suppose. This one would be a bit more difficult. There's a one-track promo CD from the EU, and this has a power airplay mix, which is not available in any other release. Just to give you an impression of how that sounds. Rather familiar to most people, I suppose. Let's go on. 12-inch Mixes was a CD released on Oglio Records in the US with well, kind of 12-inch mixes of all the singles they released. Steady Drip Drip Drip, Wolverine Twist Clothing. As you might notice, Amateur Hour 7-inch. I prefer to have the original format mentioned. I mean, songs like Lost and Found and Barbecue Tea and Marry Me, they've all been included in CD reissues, but the first time they actually were exposed to the world was in the format as a B-side of the singles. So you'll find the B-sides just connected to the original singles. Here we have Angst in My Pants and Angst in My Pants, the monitor mixes. There's about 5 or 6 albums that I have monitor mixes of, and they're not, they don't have any added value as far as I'm concerned. They're just odd mixes and not necessarily better. I can't remember how I got them, but I've had them for decades already, and I very seldomly play them. The Annettes is more recent, obviously. As you can see, these albums or these recordings, they're not chronologically, but they are categorized by alphabet. The Arista demos, that's a funny little thing. They're actually not sent to Arista or made for Arista. They were made for many record companies just to try and get a deal, and well, they were also sent to Arista, I suppose, but I don't know why they came to be known as the Arista demos. There's 6 of them. Three of them, the half of them were released officially uh, at some point. They were included in Japanese reissues, CDs in 2006 or 2009. And there's a big difference between the quality of the original demos and the three that got officially released. For instance, this is the original sound. So not many people will probably heard that song, but a track like this was officially released, and you can hear the original recording as they was probably made, much better quality. So that's that. Let me see, where were we? This is also an unreleased soundtrack, actually, not demos, but they were used for the film Batmanis. And Ron Russell wrote all the songs, but they didn't do all the vocals on the tracks. It's kind of like the movies, for instance, is a song that's been sung by Leslie Bohem, a bass player from the 80s. He played on most of the 1980s albums. A very distinguished voice as well. Let me give you an example.
Mercedes-Benz, there's a kid in the back, and he's going away, and he's gonna look back, and he's looking real sad, and he's feeling real bad. It's a Mercedes-Benz, and the sky is so clear, and he's going up north to a holy exit with a man and his wife, and they're both really clean, and the sky is so clear, and the kid is so sad. It's a Mercedes-Benz, and he's feeling so bad. It's kinda like the movies, I guess you'd say, where all the music starts and people really say, quiet please.
So, actually Russell, when they performed this song as a bonus track during the interior design, or the presentation of the interior design album back in 2008, Russell did the vocals on this song. So that was pretty nice. I forgot to say that the Arista demos that I mentioned before, they were recorded after the recording of Introducing Sparks around 1977, and prior to working with Giorgio Moroder on Number One in Heaven. Okay, there we go. Balls, that's the standard album, but this is from Australia, so it was released with 2 discs. One had now they own the ABC, sorry for that. now they only ABC on it on the as a bonus tracks on the second CD, and that song was actually also released, or not really released, but distributed as a promo with 4 different mixes of that particular track. Let me play a little bit for you. It's a bit different from, well, it's quite a lot different from the album version.
Now that I hold the ABC, what am I supposed to do with this thing? Now that I hold the ABC, what am I supposed to make of this thing? What was I thinking? What was I thinking? What was I thinking? What could I have been thinking? It's going 1 time, it's going 2 times. So to the gentleman's the stunned expression as I took it off their hands. A £5 note.
Yeah, nice version. The Balls pre-release is it's like an unofficial promo if something like that exists. So that's very distinguishable from the official release that appeared a bit later, with the exception of The Calm Before the Storm, which is a different version, almost a minute longer than on the album, and quite a different mix as well. I'll play it for you.
Dogs of living postmen come and go. The muscle cars are driving way too slow.
There's actually a killer version, a killer live version on the Live in Stockholm Davey Day with Dean Menta adding guitars to this song, and it makes it much more dynamic. It's a shame they didn't include that on the album. There's no guitars on the album. Let me see. Well, the Beat the Clock 7-inch and the 12-inch, these are all well known, I suppose. They were both released in the US and in Europe. Now I got Beaver Lindy. I got sent digital recording of the original acetate, but that's not very. It's not a different recording from the album. The only difference is that there's a lot of hisses and cracks and noise on it. So why would you want to have that? Big Beat, well known. The monitor mixes of Big Beat, which I'm not gonna get into. The Change 7-inch single and the Change 12-inch promo, which was released in the UK. The promo version has an additional track, the extended club mix, which is different from any other release that have been out there. Let me play it a bit for you.
You know, I've been thinking we'll get back together again someday. Your hair will be some weird color by then. Maybe we'll just start off again as friends. I wonder when.
I'm not sure, maybe I put it on the audio chapter of the fan mail site. I'm not sure whether I did that. If not, maybe I will anyway. Checkout time 11 a.m. That was 2017 US release of a 7-inch single for Record Store Day. Amazing song. Very, very good. Christmas Without the Prayer was a digital release only. That got accompanied by a very nice video that they made themselves. Now here we have collaborations. As you might have expected, these are collaborations with other artists. Most of these songs will be known to the avid Sparks collector, I suppose. Some may may have stayed under the radar. This is the very most recent one, Don't Go Away, from the Spaceman soundtrack. This is a collaboration between Max Richter and Ron Russell. A bit before that, I think last year, there was a collaboration between Simple Minds and Russell for the song Human Traffic on the latest album. And if you listen to this, the original version, the album version of Human Traffic, you can barely hear Russell. If you listen to the acoustic version, the acoustic mix that I found, he's very well noticeable. Let me play that a bit for you.
Monday morning wakes me up. Tuesday shift is dragging endlessly. Wednesday screaming and I'm up again. Thursday's high on liberty. There's a movie that's in my head. There's a novel that's in my brain about a drowning man and he's waving, but that's only action. The whole world is playing human traffic. The whole world moving from A to Z. The whole world circles round and comes back again. It's high on dreams and memories. Only.
Yeah, that should do it. I mean, I don't want to play more Simple Minds than Sparks actually on this video. So you've had the time to scroll a bit through the songs. Maybe there's some song that you never heard of. You know, feel free to let me know, and I'll happily share it with you. Go back to the main. Cool Places 7-inch. So why is that there? That's because of the song Sports. It has become a bit more in the limelight more recently. They made a video for it, I think, or they just presented it on YouTube and in the forums of Facebook and Twitter. And a lot of people, especially the newer fans, they thought it was a totally new song, but it's actually from 1983. Dick Around single, 2006. There's both a US and the UK single. The UK single has a live version of Change on it from the Avalon Theatre in Hollywood, and the American version has 3 more of these songs, and even nicer, it has a studio version of Baby Babe Can I Invade Your Country with alternate lyrics, different from the album version. And then they have an interview with or by Steve Jones of the Sex Pistols on Jonesy's Jukebox. The odd thing is this particular interview that was released on this CD differs from the one that was broadcast. I also have the one that was broadcast, and that is much longer, and it's just like an entirely different interview. So it almost seems like they made this particular version as for a release. I don't know that, but it's different in any case. Both are very funny. Edith Piaf said it better than me. I have no doubts about that. But these are different mixes that were only released digitally. Jory Holkonen remixes and whatever remix. I can play a bit for you, but it's you shouldn't expect the it sounds anything like the album version. So just to give you an impression.
Live fast and die young. Live fast and die young. Live fast and die young. Too late for that, too late for that. Live fast and die young. Live fast and die young. Live fast and die young. Too late for that, too late for that. Live fast and die young. Live fast and
certainly hope you got that message. There's also a promo CD which has an Ash House mix, which is also a bit different from the album version. Exotic Creatures of the Deep, and then why did I also put a separate chapter with the Japanese edition? Because it has the Brenda Is Always in the Way track on it as a bonus track. That is a pretty funny video they made also about it. The song is I like that song. It's a very good song. But then again, having said that, it's not that many Sparks songs I don't like, not surprisingly. This particular song was also released as the B-side of the UK single Lighten Up Morrissey. FFS, that should be familiar to many of you. In fact, I think, well, I don't think so. It's a fact that their collaboration with Frans Ferdinand has resulted in a lot of new fans, people that were unaware of Sparks prior to this collaboration. So that's a good thing, and by itself, it's a great album. I really like it. The standard album comes with 12 songs, and the deluxe version has 4 additional songs on it, and there's a 5th one, Antarctica, that was never officially released in any format apart from a digital release, and the reason was that it wasn't ready in time to include in the album. That's a pretty nice song as well, but not many people will be familiar with that song. Piss Off and So Many Bridges were the 2 songs that Sparks already wrote in 2004. Recorded it with Dee Mente and Tammy Glover, and they were sent to Frans Ferdinand to see if it could stir some interest in a collaboration, and that didn't happen until 10 years later. Particularly the So Many Bridges song is in my humble opinion, is far superior in its original demo form, and much more dynamic with a lot of guitars. Aggressive song compared to what they recorded with Frans Ferdinand. But overall, the album is great. Can't say anything bad about it, obviously. Let me see, Fingertips. Speaking of not saying anything negative about anything Sparks related, I really don't care for this song. This is probably the only Sparks song that I really don't have a very strong feeling about it. I don't like the singing. I don't like the song by itself. Never liked the original either, so there you go. It's not their fault, really. Fright Night, it's that's a soundtrack it's a film with the same name, Fright Night, and they wrote the Armies of the Night. Armies of the Night was the song that was included in the Music That You Can Dance To album in Europe, because Change had already been released by London Records, and they probably didn't have the right to include that in the European versions. It is included in the American and in the Canadian release of that album, Music That You Can Dance To. Future Music, that's a CD that came with a magazine. See, here it is. And these are parts that these are recordings that were used for the collaboration with Orbital, the Acid Pen song. This is actually nothing more than Russell's voice. For instance, this part. Well, he was having a laugh. Get Crazy, which is also a song from the soundtrack, from the album, from the single, not single, of course, from the from the movie Get Crazy. Yeah, there you are. It is rumored that well, it's not rumored. It was a fact that Russell was initially invited to play the lead role, but he was later replaced by Malcolm McDowell, and I think they did some shooting with Russell, but that has never come out. I've never seen anything from that. So, but it would have been nice to see that. Again, the Swing, just an ordinary single with the profile on the back. Despite it was just released in 1975 profile, the song was already recorded with the original Kimono My House formation. Adrian Fisher, Martin Gordon, and Dinky Diamond, and they added some Trevor White guitars in, and maybe they didn't change too much on it, but it wasn't recorded by the Indiscreet band. It was recorded by the Kimono My House band, and they waited for a year and a half to release it. So the person that sent me the Beaver O'Lindy acetate also sent me the Girl from Germany acetate. Well, the digital recording only, not the physical format. And this is a bit different in the sense that the version is the same version as on the album, but they left the counting of Russell in the beginning of the song. Let me play that for you.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, just nice to have that. Imagine hearing Russell counting down. Okay, Gratuitous Sex. There's many versions of that by now. The 25th anniversary edition had obviously very interesting songs on it, very additional songs. The second one was with the special mixes that you can also find on all the individual single CDs. There's the Little Drummer Boy that they recorded back in 1995. And what else do we have? National Crime Awareness Week. This is probably... Oh no, this is just one of the mixes that appeared on single as well. Same goes for the Complete Psycho one. And there's nothing... The She's an Anchorman, there's two versions of that particular song which I really like. There's a demo and there's an official version. Now the third disc, the third disc, that's odd, contains of demos they did prior to Gratuitous Sex album, back in from 1989 to 1992. They were originally, long before this was released, in 2019. It had already been distributed, because someone found a cassette with these songs on it, and I'll get back to that later, because not all of the songs that were on that cassette were included in this reissue of this album. There's also two versions with Ron, the original demos of the demo that was done by Ron in his vocal, just to give us an impression of, okay, this is the singing line I'd like to hear in this particular song. Also, of course, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 songs by Christy Hayden that were originally recorded back in the early 90s, and that was supposed to be an EP or a mini album, or whatever you want to call it. Again, it was never officially released until this particular reissue of this album. But she recorded another song, Can Can, which you can find on the demo cassette, but they didn't include it here for whatever reason. Maybe they didn't like it enough, which is odd, because it's a great version of Can Can. moving right along. Half Nelson, everybody would know that. And you have the Half Nelson demo album that I dedicated a whole chapter on at the on the website. There obviously this demo album or individual songs from this demo album have been presented or have been posted on YouTube, but they're not all of great quality. This is an edited version. That means that the quality has been enhanced. Let me play a bit for you so you can hear the difference of what you probably have heard on the YouTube videos and this enhanced.
Some of the tenants have said that they seen you last May. But how can that be when you never have left 308? Your presence is felt in Victorian overstuffed couch.
Yeah, chillingly good, this album. It's a very special meaning for me. I can't hear it enough. It's a wonderful album. Moving right along, Heavenly Bodies is also from a film with the same name, and this song "Breaking Out of Prison" was included on the vinyl version of the album. Nice song. It's from the mid 80s, 85 I believe it is. Hello Young Lovers, everybody will know that. Hippopotamus, even more people will know that. I Want to Hold Your Hand, with the B-side, England. Noticeable about England is the fact that it was the first time after they moved to England in June 1973, leaving the rest of the original band behind. It's the first time they work with a previous guitarist, Earl Mankey again. He did the production. He produced this album. Well, not an album, obviously. This particular song. Nice song. Okay. I think that's more than enough for the first video. As you can see, there's still plenty to show, and I will. But I'm starting to bore myself now, so let's call it a day, okay? Thanks for paying attention. Bye now.